Everybody, this is Dave Dubeau here with another special episode of the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. Today, we're doing another spotlight on a successful real estate investment club. It's my pleasure to be interviewing Mike Del Prete. He's the executive director from the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association, based out of none other than Phoenix, Arizona. Mike, how are you doing today?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. So, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about the club? I was poking around on the site. You guys are super duper active. Doesn't look like the whole COVID thing has slowed you down that much, that's for sure. So tell us a little bit about when did the club start? How many members have you got? What's kind of the club focus? Those kind of things, big picture.
Yeah, of course. AZREIA has been here in Arizona since 2002. So going on 20 years.
Wow.
So we have deep roots within the community, all the way down from Southern Arizona to Northern Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Langston is the founder of AZREIA. So yeah, he got it started 20 years ago. And, you know, the whole goal was to support, inform, and educate real estate investors of Arizona. You know, so just giving them that support system to help everyone become successful investors, because Alan, you know, an investor himself, understood how important it was to part of your wealth strategy in your life. So yeah, so he set out to one by one help local investors grow their businesses.
And it sounds like it's really morphed over these last couple of decades now. I mean, 20 years, that is some serious longevity in the whole club realm, that's for sure. So
yep.
How many members do you guys have in AZREIA?
Yeah, you know, obviously things fluctuate every month, you know, but yeah, we give or take, we're around the 2,000 range.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a significantly large club, that's for sure. Yeah.
That's what we call like, like association.
Yeah.
You know, we're a legitimate association with member benefits and, you know, like a AAA or a Costco, right? Just for real estate.
So the members get discounts and different things like that. And you got kind of a built-in power team, if you would, that people can access. Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, you and I have both definitely drunk the Kool-Aid when it comes to what the big benefits are of being part of a real estate investment association or a club. But if somebody's watching this and they're not part of an organization or a club in their own area, what would you tell them about the big benefits of being part of a club, especially something like what you guys have?
Okay, multiple benefits. First and foremost, I always say and believe that more than 80% of our real estate business is relationships. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, you come down to any of the meetings and you start meeting people, right? I always say, you know, relationships are going to make or break a deal. They're going to save you from getting into the wrong deal. They're going to help you get more deals, right? So I say relationships are number one, and that's where you're going to find local people in the business doing what you're looking to do. So, you know, another reason is the education, right? So you're being here at our association, you're being educated by local investors that are actually in the business currently. So you're going to be able to learn from their experience, as well as they're going through all the market changes and the shifts on a daily basis. So you're going to get that live benefit of what's going on when you're ready to start learning if you're new. So, and I would say we have what's called subgroups. So we have our monthly meeting, but then we have a subgroup throughout the month for every category: fix and flip, landlording, notes, raising money, assisted living facility, beginners group, wholesaling. And every one of those leaders is different and has been in the business well over 10 years. So it's like you go there for 2 hours on that subgroup and you have like live mentorship, like for free, well, as a member, right? So, so networking, relationships, and getting the proper education, and it's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
people aren't shelling out $25,000-$30,000 for coaching with like some other groups. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but here you're getting access to the local experts and authorities who are actually doing what you want to do in the area that you want to be doing it in. So I think that's invaluable.
Yeah, and not to mention, we also have like a trade show at our monthly meetings. We have business vendors, like we were talking about the discount. So where some of the questions you get when you're new.
Mhm.
How do I get the money? Well, we have hard money lenders, traditional asset based type of lenders. We have insurance companies. We have the title companies.
Yeah.
You know, we have the self-directed IRA companies. Like they're all here. So at least you get the taste of what you need, and then build some relationships, and you could take it outside of the association or wherever you got to take it. So
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So, Mike, on a personal level, how long have you been part of the association?
since 12 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, a long time. So you're now the executive director. What big benefits have you seen yourself from not just being a member of the club, not the organization, the association, but also being part of the executive? How has that helped you business-wise, personally? What are the big benefits for Mike for doing that? Because it's a lot of work, my friend.
Yes, of course. So as in regards to the executive director, that's fairly new. So less than 2 months. So
Oh,
to give you a big,
congratulations. Yeah.
thank you, a big spiel on that, I don't have yet. But since for 12 years, okay, I always say, I remember watching online, if you want to get started, go to your local REIA, right? So that's what everyone says, which I recommend. So that's what I did. So I went to the big monthly event. At that time, there's probably 400 or 500 people, and it's intimidating being new, right? You don't know anybody. You're in this world of real estate that's the biggest purchase of your life.
Yeah, you feel about that big, right? Because
Yes,
you're around
maybe a
guys
little
and
bit
gals
less.
who are doing hundreds and thousands of transactions, and here you are trying to do your first one.
Yes. So, it's the awkward feeling. So I'm sitting there watching Alan Langston, the founder, just going over the market presentation, the market update, and all this stuff. And you sit there and you're like, man, it's gonna take forever to get there. It's like you said, a little intimidating. So I never stopped going, right? Just like anything else in your real estate business, it's consistency, right? So it's like I just kept going and meeting people. And I found that you think you don't want to waste these investors' time when you're new, right? But they actually want to help because they were helped, right?
Mhm.
Not everybody. Don't get me wrong. You get those couple of those people that shove you off, but majority of people, just like in life, want to help and are good. So I've got a lot of people. I actually met some mentors there that guided me and gave me some opportunities, to walk me through some flips, that kind of stuff. And if you show up, people will help. So I think I just always kept it as a part of my routine in my daily real estate business, is to go to the meetings. I'll tell you right now, the last 3 years, because 3 years ago I became an instructor, and I started, that's how I built up to where I'm at. So all the money I've raised for all my deals have been here.
Wow. Yeah.
Relationships again, right? So so that's how I've benefited. It's helped my personal, but helped me do more deals so I could feed my family and live the life that I live. So,
well, that brings up an interesting side topic here, because my whole shtick is helping mom and pop real estate investors get started with raising capital. Right. And one of the recommendations I have is, hey, be an active member of your local REIA or real estate investment club, because I find, I don't know if it's true in your group as well, Mike, that there are, a lot of active real estate investors that are part of the club. And there are a lot of folks that are either active right now, but they're looking at, taking things easier and becoming more passive. Mm-hmm. Or there are folks that aren't just quite ready to take the plunge full on themselves, all by their little lonesomes, and they'd rather partner up with somebody like yourself who's active and has experience. But the beautiful thing is, they come in as an educated investor. They already understand the big benefits of real estate as an investment class. They understand the pros, the cons, the risks, the rewards, all that kind of stuff. So in a lot of ways, they're your ideal investor, because you don't need to spend a heck of a lot of time getting them up to speed. What would you say about that?
So you're saying an experienced investor that becomes a member or is a member?
Anybody who's actively looking to raise capital, being part of a real estate investment club, you're going to have some other members there that aren't active and aren't quite ready to become active, but they are, already educated about real estate investing, and they might join forces with you as a passive investor.
Yeah. So I always look at it as, everyone has a different investor identity and what they're trying to achieve and what their objectives are in their life. Right.
Yeah.
And there's two parts of every deal: knowledge and time, and money and credit.
Mm-hmm. So
you just got to find those alignments.
Yeah.
So everyone's coming to the REIA at all walks of life. And you, like you said, with the joint, and so whether you're experienced, new, on the fence, it's all there in one place. You just got to network and align yourself with whether you're the money or you're the knowledge, right? And just put it all together.
It's interesting. There's one club I'm aware of where they have part of their networking thing. I think they've got they give people either red or blue little markers, right? Mm-hmm. And if they're looking for deals, if they're looking for investment opportunities, they've got money and they're interested in being an investor, then they've got like the red.
Got it.
The red thing, the red flag. And the other ones have the blue flag. So they match themselves up that way. So yeah,
here's what we have here. It's called I want sessions. Mm-hmm. So basically we can do it all the time. We do them in the subgroups a little bit, but there's called the Phoenix Real Estate Club, which was one of our events. And it's the I have session. So basically everyone gets the opportunity to hold the mic, right? Usually there's like 60, 70 people there. You pass the mic around and you go, I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath wholesale deal in this North Phoenix I want to sell. I want, a landscaper for one of my rentals. It could be anything like that. It's not there to promote. We allow tradesmen to promote their service, but not like agents. So it's not really a promotional thing, but it's like, what do you have in your business and what do you need in your business? And then we take the name and phone number of everyone that speaks, that chooses, to speak. And then you just sit there and you're starting to connect the dots. You're like, this person needs this person, that person, and they should get that. Obviously they see it too, but you can start making money. Just I'm putting people together. Yeah. Similar to the red and blue thing. You just sit there and there's people saying, I have money.
Yeah. I'm looking for a deal. I've got cash. I don't have time. I want to get involved, but I don't want to do the work.
It's that simple, Yeah.
So cool. Mike, how has the whole pandemic thing affected AZREIA? But what's been the good, the bad, the ugly about this whole thing? Have there been any silver linings for you guys throughout the whole thing? What's going on with you guys?
Because I was not in my position at the time, so I wouldn't be able to break down everything that ever happened over the pandemic. But obviously for all of us, it was a drastic change, right? Going from outside to inside. So we obviously shifted to Zoom. Right. We still held our monthly meeting. We still held all our subgroups. Everyone's still committed to the meetings, just online. I think, people were eager to get back out just like everyone else. But people participated. Yes, I feel the memberships did drop because people are worried about money. Right. So it's like, where's this whole thing going? So I totally don't blame anyone for that. They're just being cautious is what they spend. So yes, you did see a decrease in membership. I would say maybe a silver lining was I didn't realize how many members or people that were out of state investors that they now had the opportunity to say, I own rental properties in Arizona. So we had California, Texas, Nevada, like a lot of the surrounding states that people have rentals here. We're now starting to join. We also had people that were like, and one guy in Guam, he was like, I'm moving back. I've left Phoenix 10 years ago. I'm coming back. I want to get in real estate. So it gave the outside people the opportunity to get a look inside and join our membership. Nice. And take advantage of what's going on in the market, because they never would, because everything was always in person.
So now do you guys kind of do a hybrid now? Do you do combo live and simulcast via Zoom, or what do you do nowadays?
That's been the transition. It was good. It went hybrid, right? Then it started getting to the point where, to this day, we still have, it's up to the group leader or whatever event it may be. You can go hybrid, in person, or online, whatever you're comfortable doing. We're not pushing anyone either way. However, we have noticed for at least our group here in Arizona, people wanted to get
back
back
together.
in,
Yeah.
back in. So like the big events and some of the subgroups are not online anymore. But we leave it up to the host of the group to make that decision for their group, so to speak. So some are online, some majority I would say are in person now. However, we were just actually breaking into some of the numbers down today, and we're growing. The memberships have, since we back in April, I think was our first in-person monthly meeting, memberships are just growing back up to pace where we need to be. So people are coming out.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
It is.
So as we're kind of wrapping this up here, Mike, what would be one of your favorite member success stories? Like if you had to pick, I'm sure you've had lots, but what's the one that comes to your mind first?
There's a lot, right? And to really dig down.
You gotta just pick one. You could just.
I know. Well, this one was just recent. How about this? So, mother and a 15-year-old son and a 17-year-old son came to my beginners group. Just what is all this? And they're just never been in real estate, no real estate background. They just knew they wanted something better in their life, right? So I was starting to see them at all the meetings, and then they came to the monthly meeting about a week ago, and they signed up. We have like some programs that allow you to, it's like called Launchpad. It helps you create your future, your build your team, your marketing plan, your action plan. Nice. And so, and it gives you a plan to follow. And the two kids signed up, and the mother paid for them to be a part of the class and everything like that. And I was telling the young 15-year-old, and I was in the 17, I'm like, yo, I wish my mom encouraged me to come here. I wish someone signed me up for this when I was your age, right? Because only 12 years, right, for me. So I was in my 30s, or my 30 years old. But anyway, so this kid was just like, I don't want to work in a warehouse anymore, man. Like, like they had like tears, and like the mom had like tears, and like they were changing the trajectory of their future.
Just open their vision to what's possible.
And they were so amazed of what was possible. They were going to all the subgroups. I didn't know you can do this. Someone else will give me money to buy a house so someone else could live in it, and they'll pay me. And I don't have to go, like stuff you don't learn in school.
Yeah.
Like, or if you don't have that family to pass it down, so that just happened recent, and it's on pace to be it's a success already. The fact that even though it's not like they made $1 million and they bought a new house, the fact that they changed the mentality of their family for the future brought tears in my eyes, man. I'm like, that's why we're here. That's why I'm an executive director, because I'm going to get 1,000 more of those. So
that's beautiful. That's a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing that. Mike, if people want to find out more about the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association, what should they do?
Very simple. AZREIA, AZREIA.org, right? That's our website. You can find out everything about us. Mm-hmm. And we have the AZREIA show, which is a podcast. It's on all platforms and YouTube and social media. And, at AZREIA, Facebook, Instagram, engage with us. Hang out. The
nice thing is you don't have to be in Arizona anymore. You guys have got some of your stuff is virtual. So there's a possibility for people to join up from outside of state. Because I know we got a lot of Canadian followers, and I know a lot of Canadians that have a lot of property in Arizona. So that
back in 9, 10, 11, 12, I remember, man, they own the state for sure.
Yeah.
So
that's
awesome. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care. See you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning into this special Spotlight episode. Now, if you're a real estate investor and you're looking to find private money partners and raise capital for your deals, then check out moneypartnerformula.com. You get a free copy of my book. You can find out how to raise 6 figures or more in 6 weeks or less. Again, that's moneypartnerformula.com.